yen kase we Iboni we Yorubani omo nyina the same Hausa Yoruba Igbo omo nyina the same people mumma yehwe bibi ye wo Ghana na nwema bi koso wo Ghana ho alatafo ni say ye kuro no alatafo ni say ye kuro no Akufo Addo waton Ghana ama alatafo Samuni mu a me de me ka kire mu me ka Ghana fo muntie they say no ebeye kakra no me say alatafo no ebeji mu dwa nyina wo Ghana wo say ye Kumasi say ye Greater Accra say ye Western.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has made some far-reaching proposals that would bring an end to the attacks on Nigerian traders doing business in Ghana. During a legislative diplomacy bilateral meeting with Ghanaian lawmakers and some top government officials as part of his ongoing visit to Ghana to resolve the crisis, the Speaker advocated for an amicable settlement of trade disputes through arbitration and fair judicial processes. The Speaker also said he would be glad to champion a law to improve the bilateral trade relations between Nigeria and Ghana, noting that citizens of the two countries remain brothers and sisters. He called on Ghanaian authorities to revisit the component of the law that requires a capital base of $1 million for businesses to start, saying as Africans, Ghana should encourage brotherliness. The Speaker said the relationship between Nigeria and Ghana is one of the most important in Africa, especially at a time the world is battling the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic impacts and pressures on public coffers and service delivery systems are weighing heavily on all. It is clear that this is not a time for conflict and disagreements, but a time for partnership and solidarity. We're joined in the studio by Dr. Dakuku Peterside, a former governorship candidate on the platform of the APC in Rivers State. Thank you very much for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much, too.
What's your reaction to this situation with Ghana? Is this latest effort by the Speaker going to yield results in your thinking?
I believe it will yield results, and it's a very good move. The problem all along is that we've not been very proactive in our diplomacy. What is the issue in Ghana? What you're seeing in Ghana today is a cumulative effect of many years of some sort of aggression against Nigerians, which Ghana has consistently denied. Recall that at some point in time, they shut down the Nigerian embassy in Ghana, and the argument they made then is that Nigeria did not formalize or did not conclude or had documentation concerning that piece of land in Ghana, in Accra. Now, before then, too, they had shut down some other property belonging to the Nigerian embassy in Ghana. They also put up an excuse that that was a dispute, a private dispute between the Osu stool and the Nigerian embassy. And so there's been this hide-and-seek kind of game between Ghana and Nigeria for some time, despite the fact that they have long-standing historical ties. You know, in common man's parlance, the Ghanaian, the average Ghanaian is Nigeria's closest brother in West Africa, or if not in the continent of Africa. But that's not what's playing out. But of course, you know that what led to this immediate one is some law passed by the Ghanaian parliament, which empowered the Ghana Investment Promotion Commission to charge anybody who is about to set up a retail business $1 million as a deposit. You know, if you think about retail business, now there are three things that you need to look at. Nigerians own most of the retail businesses in Ghana. You know, Nigerian businesses make up like 50% of businesses.
So an interpretation that that law was specifically made to, you know, thwart the effort, or is the word now, thwart the effort of Nigerians doing business in Ghana, would that be too far-fetched?
I don't think so. The reason is simple. The other businesses in Ghana are owned by Indians, Lebanese, from what we've heard and from our own experience of visiting Ghana very often. So if you talk about the African community, Nigerians are clearly the dominant player. So you know that any law made in that direction will obviously affect Nigerians in a disproportionate manner, you know, compared to other Africans. Cumulatively, all the other Africans don't make up to 10%.
Do you think that they are really willing for dialogue as is being pushed by our team? That's currently talking
I think
with
they are
them.
willing. Now, the Ghanaian government has taken 3 important steps which you can't ignore. The first one is that the president or the presidency, they've asked the Ghana Investment Promotion Commission to suspend that policy for now until they resolve all the issues surrounding and that's a far-reaching decision from the highest authority in Ghana, and you must clearly admit that. That's one. Now, 2 is that they've also shown willingness to engage with Nigeria to explain the position. I know that the Ghanaian, either the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Ministry of Information, gave a detailed account of what they think happened and gave a commitment that they are willing to engage with Nigeria. That's the second thing they've done. The third is that the shuttle by Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who met with his Ghanaian counterparts, and the admission by the Ghanaian parliament or members of Ghanaian parliament that they are willing to look at the law again. Every country protects its sovereignty. And so when countries say, listen, we can look at this law again, we can do something about it, it shows goodwill, and it's something
being willing and actually doing something, because this is not the first time we're having issues. It's not the first time we're having issues with Ghana and even our neighbor South Africa. Do you see a positive, a real concrete action aside from the one that you mentioned in the nearest future? If you were to give a time frame, what would it be?
Well, for me, I see, unlike South Africa, I don't want to say this. That Nigeria, if there's severe relationship, it will significantly impact on Ghanaian economy. Nigerians are very active in Ghana. Ghana is some sort of gateway to Nigeria. Ultimately, most of the things they produce there might find its way to Nigerian market. Nigeria is a huge market. Most of the properties in Ghana, I won't say most, number of properties in Ghana owned by Nigerians. Nigerians, some sort of fuel the Ghanaian economy. I don't think it will get to that point where they would dare Nigerians in that dimension. The economic consequences will be there, and I don't think they will like it. So I believe that Ghana is sincere, that they're willing to engage with us. They may not like the courage, the daring nature of Nigerians. They may not like the aggressive nature of Nigerian businessmen. There's a general talk on the streets of Ghana that Nigerians are taking over almost all their businesses. Nigerian banks.
Doesn't that say something for the people? Isn't it better to learn from the people who seem to be doing things in a specific way than to look to bring them down so you can excel? How can we? Because that doesn't seem. It's not peculiar to Ghana.
It is not.
It's not peculiar to Ghana. How can we, this spirit of brotherhood that Gbajabiamila mentioned, how can we really, truly foster it in such a way that even when a Ghanaian is in Nigeria thriving, our first thoughts would not be
to shut down his business.
Shut down his business. Get out of here.
You're very correct. At the continental level, there appears to be some progress. But this progress at the continental level, we're not seeing so much of it at intercountry level. At the continental level, I'm sure you know about the African Free Trade Continental Area Agreement. All of those things, at the highest level, at the continent, there are efforts to integrate trade in the continent, at the level of the continent. But among countries, we're not seeing much of that. But again, it's not a one-directional thing. At some point, Nigeria closed her borders to her neighbors.
Yeah.
And that was not in the best spirit of the
brotherliness.
So countries react based on the economic circumstance and the way they understand the economic dynamics. So it doesn't make sense for us to wake up and just condemn everything Ghanaian or everything Ghana. We should seek to understand what the issues are and to find solutions. I like to start this conversation by being open-minded, by being optimistic, by trying to explore options, and let's get a middle ground.
Let's see what happens.
I agree with you clearly that there is an attitude towards Nigerians all over Africa, not just in Ghana, not only.
Let's see what finally comes off this meeting with their counterparts.
I am optimistic that there will be some improvement. We will not be there. So that nobody gets me wrongly. We will not be there, but there will be improvements
improvement
in
in
our
the
relations.
relations.
And it is for the common interest of both countries, not just for Nigerians alone. It's also
Thank
for the
you.
interest of Ghana.
Hello, Rash. Michelle, unu wati phone na. Yegusu ayeka. Yegusu ayeka. Say, ya mekansa Rash, me di kaya kansa na makamasam. Nyankopon sure because wo ni nipa watu ho so sa Mr. Manager ne de. Wono aye dan a we Nigeria ni ti no. Aye dan a yi kakra wo ni mu. Yen gini ni 100% da. Omo so omo ye vloggers na omo Ghana ho nyina. Omo nyina ye fake. Omo nyina ye fake. Sa Nigeria for mana. Omo nyina sesa omo ho abegu Ghana ho no. Any mema na obi ane they are talking about Ghana. Ghana is good. Ghana is that. Hey, everyone mo mi nhwe bibi ye. Mo mi nhwe bibi ye. Na ne America nyina nsa rush nya mi shaw. Sa wo tu ho asi wo say wo obeku ama o man because wo ni hwe kura na obekasa ama nipa ehuni ekoso bone ekoso Ghana ho enwema bone alatafo we no ha na Mr. Manager ne ka kwose an ye nka difference na ewu no say ye wo Igbo for your house for ye de emfa woni Igbo Hausa ne Yoruba ne ye ka ne sa alatafo the enim no say ni omo frɛ ye omo Ghana no yeso ye frɛ omo alatafo agegefo sa ne ye di enim ye nkase we ye Igbo ni we ye Yoruba ni omo nyina ye the same Hausa Yoruba Igbo omo nyina ye the same people difference bi anim anuanom de make nyina ma me kasa ye tenten ne say mumma ye nhwe bibi ye wo Ghana na nwema bi koso wo Ghana ho alatafo ni say ye kuro no alatafo ni say ye kuro no o ye mpa wo mu kuro no mu say ya sorry ntam ankasa radio stations TV stations wo mu nyina at won hwe o mu nyina hu nwema ekoso wo Ghana ho ne me pese wo ka ebinum say ai adenti na wo di aban ni ba aban no me de me pesa me kan ne say akufo ado waton Ghana ama alatafo se munnimu a me de me ka kire mu me ka Ghana fo muntie akufo ado waton Ghana no munnimu a se no ebeye kakra no me se alatafo no ebeji mu dwani na wo Ghana wo se ye Kumasi se ye Greater Accra se ye Western se ye Eastern baby omo ne mo be press wo mo markets I bet you mo fa market down e bedroom rebi no Ghana ni ko woni right se wo wudi ukro ukosi dwa se wo ton ade aton the when you be akwa feed wo ma e wo fie uni right alatani ni wo be pre enti anuanom say ya sorry sa amre eni nkofo ya fancy ani say Nigerians must go a omo kuro no son ye ntimi no omo nye challenge bi omo kuro no son omo so ma ya ti ase say wiase omo the biggest country omo West Africa omo the biggest. They are the giants. They are saying almost free, almost 32. Look at they are the giants, no. Omunko omukrom. Yempa omu okronum because I am pamu omwa. Yampa omu free kroyimu samre. A bedroom rebi no. Me se Ghana for ombeku yesa mua. Say you omukrom every day nipa wu. Na krobe nie. De biye nipa mojagu. Say yentwa nipa ti a. Just say ka money just say enuemo basa Ghana for sa na ye pay your crew ye ti your crew mo no your crew no ntisa your crew no ye decent say enipa if Ghana for kra na ukoka na wonua Ghana ni bi abe crosso say hey adenti na wo kasa na ye nyina ye ne Nigeria for ye nya one ye nhye bibia in common me come Ghana for aso ate asama me come ani apre Benya brain na make kasa no o ka na wonua bi nso so aba na say we are one people hefa ne ani enkofo we ehye bibi one ko chabe ne ani omo hye kasa ye no omo hye ye ne omo kakasa baako a Yoruba Ghana da business asemo ebisi ye Yoruba Ghana na mo se enkofo ne migrate e ba Ghana Mo migrate ba Ghana no na mo san ko back to Ilefe ho na mumu na mo sesa mo asaba Ghana ho. Ehemfa ne ete sa history bi ehemfa ne ete sa asemu ebi. Ehemfa monko mukrom alata ho na monko beta mo alata ho nom. Monko esa me hwe me bi am na makoma. Adan ye tie krom ye niska enso ye ni gye yasomdwe na ewo no ho ye ni so obo ba be say yasomdwe ne samunimu a yasomdwe na ewo mbe say no ombe kunkum yen na meka na masa aka bia me nuanom ma yesrem ene ye nuanom mema Ghana fo momfa mo ho ma nkrofo we no mo mema na momfa ho ma no munya wo mo no mo nkrofo no enko ye ma no so ma mo nware wo mo a opportunity no omo ye o se munimu a ye kama mo atse mo se Nigeria fo ye se no mo wis commercial ma se munim de eba Ghana hono mo a me say enka mo nka sa asem we se Nigeria fo hwe ma o wi obekun asa aguso last me tie story bi Ghana ni ba ene Nigeria ni ba ma date what the lady no or the lady ne picture ko Nigeria ekokun lady no na lady no so ne de di na chi esun papa because onye obia na obetimi ekun no obu a ne fie no enuema ewo ne fie no edin so obetimi anya ne so kra de se kan awom oye anye yie oba Ghana obe frag lady ne say na wo he say ni say cast story no actually lady no and then lady say so wo Nigeria no say wo den a me so me fie enuema wo me fie no ntimi nkome and am say so wo hu chese nye wo nananom ne bo ho ba wo nananom ne di wachi a enka wo de ne koye sacrifice edi nya ni sika but anye yie enti minnuanom ma ye ka sa ye ka enye say ye nka se ma mo mfa mema na mo mfa mo krom fo mema momfa mu krom fo mema Ghana ho mema wo ho apapa fo wo ho a wo benya bia one ne betena abobra dan so bekokofa alatani bema anasa alatani ba na ono wo fa wo ombuo me ka no kra na acho ombuo wo de wo hye ne how far na onya ba bis ejina wi a wo na ehuri no na ekro no okokofa ni krom alatani ba anasa alatani bema enti minnuanom momeye ni na ho momena na nkofo ibese ye kro no enti ebeton mo abese ye kro no ebedu mebi afide Ghana ye ku ebekunkum nipa basabasa mo kai those days no na ye yesusa enso nyi na ye teye sa atetin kro na ubonwu ye se kun obi da sa time na omo Ghana no ubonwu ye se kun obi da ha ubonwu ye se ye kun obi ba ubonwu ye se kun obi ba yira ye hu ne ba no kidnapping na ebe koso ye krom sa na hwehwe ye kro Ghana na enuanom Ghana for me busa o sa na hwehwe krom Ghana no am robbers timi besi ayi ye kan sen police station ema Ghana hey se die na ebe na so omo ko rob nkrofo omo ko kunkum nipa ye be rew fie kra be kumwa omo ho every right so omo kum efa wajapade Ghana police munjai sa corrupt na mo ye no Ghana ho no munyai Ghana immigration munhwe ye na munjai sa mo jejejeje 5 cities ne 10 cities wo border no so mo bewura ye krom adan ye no ane sen na amen emma ne mema omunyina sa vloggers no omugu Ghana ho no Nigeria vloggers no mo we will chase you people out ye be motese nkokọ mon free kro no monko tena mu krom mona monko vlog about mo country ni ebugu mu no mo country ni jada mu no monko solve mu problem na munja Ghana problem mayen eye Ghana ye dia enyamo dia na de kanyina no so sa aban sa wonsa shade we mu bidia and aban yi wonsa we draw nya sa yes citizens no Ghanaian citizens we will not allow yam penin chna kroni ye dia because ye ni ba bia akọ die wa ne Ghana ye ni Nigeria munko mu kro Nigeria no Monko na monko siesie mu kuro na montenam. Ghana for they want Ghana. And yes, I may say, and my besia, we will fight you. You be fight mo. Me na me catch mo. You be fight mo back. Monko mu krom. Na monko siesie mu kuro. Yentimi ne montena kuro because mo ye wudi for akron for. Just a kwan bia so mo be fa mo de benye sika mo de beye yi no. E kwan bia so obefa so because mo bi o mano a Ghanaians are fools. Ghanaians are timid. It's not say timid. It's just a timid na mu ye nya akron for te sa wo mo. Yenya wudi for te sa wo ye nkunkum nipa ye mfa nipa nya rituals. Ye kidnap nipa ntinti no mo say ye timid no. Na ye timid ye be show wo mo powers. Ye be show wo mo feels. Say eno no mo hwehwa ye be eno mo be sie ni wo kro no mo free kro no mo nkwa. Omo free kro no mo nkwa. No mo nkwa ye mo rituals no mo kidnapping no wo mo kro mo. Omo ko twetwa ni peti no wo ho. Igbo king my foot. Igbo king my foot. Ko krom ko di hene no. Ko krom so we every right. So we invite them for free. Baby biara the whole world so omomra Ghana. Ghana ye ukro. Ghana ye ukro. Igbo king o hwan some hwan. Ghana ye ukro. Ghana ye ukro. Ghana enye ukro ko ukro. Ne koko celebrate wo festival. Na invite on crop for who invite say nipa 20,000. Who invite akron for by ukro. Who invite who di for by ukro. No ma be tnem, o ma be ka. E na asamba ko esa chim esa ha me ne say. Mo anya me ato mo nsam. Mo sisi dan wo bia wo betime nka bia mo sisi dan. Mo de rente. Ghana ni kra ba. Mo mpesa mo de mo da be ma no. Na mo de ma alatafo. Some de mo ya ahohogifo, mo de mo gi ahoho. Me catch wo. Wo a wo do da ma no ko betwa no hwasa kun no wo ma. Obekun. Munya isa mo de mo da ma alatafo no. Enyo bia na say dan ne ma wo de ye ko kasa na mbeka say de wo pe na wo do dan ma no. But hun say alata ni nya nipa wo so do dan ma no. Wo do dan be han afa mag uyonko Ghana ni han. Enu mo ye better say mo be gichi nkrofo munya isa mo de mo dan me ma malata fo no emo munya stay o mo ba ye na obi ma Jesus obi ma ne bag so se me kwa Ghana oni permit oni hwe illegal no abetno ebi obi abetem illegal 5 years how come e didn't na was say banesa or buy yan so na mo amosisi dan no or be rent na mo amane dan no otim no starting a criminal no starting enkwasiasam no ma starting wudi sam na krono sam ne moasam e wo kronum ya mpene masanwema we nkoso ya mpene china Nigeria must go send omude ye na nanom omude ye wo fanom Nigeria awo Lagos wo omkum Ghana for munim Ghana for dodo omkum wo munim Ghana for dodo omkum wo a omote o se an ye nkrofo ba no mo anye omo hwe mo ankunyen he omo ko alata no omo kaso omo kamu asam a ye susha ne ye omo kamu asam a ube bie wanum na orebe ho ama wo mo ko ho no e kwan a omo de ye nkrofo fa so mo so omo nko no masa block border no na mo ke kasa omo niam omo even anya so omo be wi a Ghana for enya akromfo Ghana for nya akromfo omo be ye adwuma den wo Nigeria ho minimum bi omo testify omo call he e call sa time no omo be ye adwuma wo Nigeria ho pa na adwuma omo be ye nyina nso so no omo so omo nko ni nyina so no omo japade omo sa gifiri omo nsam unuama kakra eja wa gada sa aja ya pam me fa nko mikro me nko bo me bra eno nso so no ya sa block mo chance no omo sa gifiri omo nsam aden enkrofo ye ntumi ni omo ntena otom ye ntumi ni omo mo bra ye ntumi ni omo ntena Ghana ho he Ghana for mo sorry Ghana for TV stations radio stations motete one no man one fa mo radio ni mo TV ni cheche shima you tonight na omo ba no omo nim sankofo history no omo be hu omo na omo hu omo kwa omo be omo no omo nya namfo no omo ni agro no omo nya namfo no omo ni agro omo nya ni papa omo fa educate youth no omo nim ankofo we ase no omo fa educate na me ye ofa no na educate ye e fa sankofo se ankofo nya ni papa I was say no omo tena bom omo nya ni papa o say eje omo ye krom adenti na eje omo Omi ni papa panka South Africa for pamu omu, Kenya for pamu omu, Cameroon ben omu ane no omu nko ho. Cameroon ben ane no omu nko ho. Ane no omu nko ho num Togo ben omu. Benin ben omu ane no omu nko ho. Ane no omu fo omu nko asem nko Benin. Ane no omu fa nko Cote d'Ivoire. Eko mbe ku omu te se mmoa no. French country ane no omu fa nko Burkina Faso. Ko mbe ku omu te se mmoa. Aden na Ghana for ya yenhwe han ne eto ne yehwe sa nkrofo we num. Mamu me yenhwe han yo anuanom. Mamu me yenhwe han. Ne yen sori nkonye ye man no. Ye nananom be ku ye. Ye nananom be ku ye. Ofisi o man ku ampam wo mo a. Enke ye wo ye fa hudi e de te Ghana ho. A wutimi 90 free say anajo ebo 2 am kwa wutimi 90 so first wutimi 92 am. First wutimi 92 am 3 am etimi sorry ekọ baabi a wo pese wo koba. A obi attack wo. Obi amfa tu anase cancel so. Ene if 11 am 11 pm kwa untimi nante. Untimi nante 10 kra no wo nante kra na usuru. Edi entia alatafo yi awudifo we no aba be fa ye kuro no aden yentumi no omontina o yentumi no omontina enti mo no mo mpanyimfo no ma mpanyimfo na mo atena se na mo akwasensan na mo agigigigi sika no me say ebe fu no mo ebe ye mo sesini no mo nyina ebe ye mo sesini ebe ye mo se concert bi na mo hwe mo ntena ho mo fi so mo de mo protection mo betimi aye mo asem bi afa mo adi mo betimi aye nkosa asem bi e wo kro no afa mo adi na ordinary citizens no mo nya dan mo protect ordinary citizens no na mo gigi sika mo sensa mo de pen paper bokro no sa wo kro no ye mam won wo de mo ntena ho na ye ba wate adan na mo magana ye peace ye wo ye nya peace okronum and they say omo de your passport the whole world omo de your passport nam ye kwachi bi wo ba bia omo so omo ye Ghana for omo ka so omo ka omo nya Ghana for omo ye de nya Ghana passport immigration mo last warning mo ton Ghana na mo nja de mo ye no mo ton Ghana how so wo ton Ghana e de ama ho how Ghana ni betimi akwaji Nigeria passport ebe da ya adwuma wonye Nigeria ni enso Nigeria ni ekuta Ghana passport omo de nam the whole world ebe kakra Ghana for mu tu kwan ya mo be bre papa mu tu kwan ya Ghana immigration enya me na American Ghana immigration ena be ma mo bre because o passport na fe de ni value biem Ghana passport eni animonyam because ya to amawudifo ya to amakromfo ena omo kwa omo de kwa ya kron no samon krofo kro so Malaysia be bi ha omo di nsamone aden Ghana immigration munya idea mo ye no na mu gu Ghana animu ase Ghana police munya idea mo ye mu gu Ghana animu ase aden.
Please do well to subscribe, like and comment down below.